gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Dan Hasselman. Welcome to Roberts Wesleyan University for the National Premier Soccer League Great Lakes Conference semifinal playoff game featuring the visiting Erie Commodores FC and your Flower City Union. Now, fans, here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Erie Commodores FC. Starting at forward, number 7, Cade Worsner. At forward, number 27, Lucas Dasmagian. At midfield, number 8, Charlie Peterson. At midfield, number 11, Alvar Silva. At midfield, number 19, Owen Peterson. At midfield, number 21, Frank Levitt. On defense, number 4, Mario Genzer. On defense, number 5, Ben Buckley. On defense, number 13, Alfie Tucker. On defense, number 14, Noah Henzel. And starting in goal for the Erie Commodores, number 12, Harry O'Brien. The head coach of the Commodores is Dylan Sumner. The assistant coach is Bautista Corti.
Yeah. And the screams from everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to the thrill.
I'm ready.
It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem, tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
And now, here's the starting lineup for your 2025 Great Lakes Conference regular season champions, Flower City Union. And forward, number 10, Dylan Rice. At forward, number 28, Rodrigo Almeida. At midfield, number 7, Miles Palmer. At midfield, number 11, Nick Rippey. At midfield, number 12, Nate Masucci. At midfield, number 20, Gavin Egan. At midfield, number 21, Hato Ifune. On defense, number 3, Ryan Fitzgerald. On defense, number 16, Ryan Brown. On defense, number 98, Kyle Nelson. And starting in goal for your Flower City Union, number 0, Christian Burkhart. The head coach of your Flower City Union is Jordan Sullivan. The assistant coach is Antonio Lagamba. And Ibrahim Kabidzik, the goalkeeper's coach, is Marcelo Morera. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you all to please rise. Kindly remove your hats and face the flag to the right of the scoreboard as we honor American, our brave men and women serving the United States military both across the country and around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
It is a beautiful night for the beautiful game. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the only thing better than soccer is playoff soccer. Here we go. We've got the conference semifinals here. In the NPSL's Great Lakes Conference, your regular season champs, Flower City Union. The regular season champs, Flower City Union. Little audio change there. Hi, everyone. Playoff soccer, the only thing better than soccer. NPSL Great Lakes Conference regular season champs, Flower City Union against the number 4 seed, the Erie Commodores. This is a rematch from 2 months ago as a playoff game, first playoff meeting that you'll ever see between these two teams. We're excited for this one, but a rematch of 2 months ago, and both lineups, up and down, look really, really different. I was speaking with Commodores owner John Melody before the game and coaches from both coaching staffs, and this is the nature of this sort of spring, summer soccer. This is that pre-professional, this is that high level of amateur soccer. Think college kids in their off season, think college grads looking for that step to make the pros. These rosters are going to be fluid, and that's kind of the nature of this league at this level. But when you look at the two lineups from way back on May the 17th, the opener for both of these teams in this season, and right now you see a lot of different names. Looking specifically at Erie, I was doing a little bit of my math here, and my day job is in the arts, but I can do some math. 4 starters from that game for Erie are in the lineup today. Flower City a little bit more static than that, but the starting lineup, the reserves today, they look different as well. 2 teams that have taken slightly different paths to get here. Flower City, the 1 seed, they come in with a record of 8-1-1, the only blemish to crosstown rival RNY FC just a couple of weeks ago in the second Rochester derby of the season. Pair of excellent matchups. Rochester soccer fans, if you're able to catch either of those are 2 really, really, really good games. The potential for a third Rochester derby perhaps this weekend, but we'll get into that. We can't look too far ahead. We got to look to the next 90 minutes before we look down the road for either of these teams. But right here, Erie, they come in the 4 seed. They come in 6-4-0. No draws on their table. A couple of losses down the stretch kind of put their playoff hopes sort of at odds, and then they win a must-win, and we're talking must-win. A draw or a loss would have sent them home to Cleveland, a 14-year rivalry. Again, talking to John Melody from Erie, talked about just a long-time rival here in NPSL with Erie and Cleveland, and we're underway already, and Erie quickly on the attack. Lovett gets one into the space. This is into the box, and the header's going to go down and just past the post. Erie quickly on the attack with a chance. That happened in the blink of an eye. Lucas Basmajian had a chance there. The Charleston sophomore. Talented guy. So very, very quickly, Lucas Basmajian looking for his 2nd of the season, as Flower City will now sort of reset things and get things moving from Burkhart to Nelson. Kyle Nelson, longtime Flower City member of the NISA championship team from a couple of years ago, now helping to hold down that back line. Right now, though, Erie on the attack once again. Charlie Peterson's going to put this wide once again for Basmajian. He's going to try to send this along the end line, but this is going to get picked off by Flower City. Rippy's going to rip one out of there. Not the first time I've used that all season. It won't be the last time tonight, I'm sure. Nelson tries to head that out of there, finds it for Rice. Rice puts one way up and takes a foul, and this will be a free kick for Flower City. Early goings in this one. Chance for Erie here in the, just ticking away in the 2nd minute. Flower City with a reset of possession. Quickly running through your lineups. Christian Burkhart will hold things down between the pipes for Flower City. He is riding 3 consecutive shutouts to close the regular season. He shared that last one with Carter Cladstrup, but 3 consecutive shutouts gets Flower City here into the playoffs. Ryan Fitzgerald, Nate Masucci, Miles Palmer, Dylan Rice, Nick Rippey, Ryan Brown, Gavin Egan, Hato Afune, Rodrigo Gomez de Almeida, Kyle Nelson round out the lineup for Flower City. This ball is going to get all the way back for Burkhart. Burkhart will take a peek. Again, 3 consecutive shutouts for Flower City. They end with a 5-0 win over Syracuse, a 3-0 win over Buffalo, and then a 4-0 win over Syracuse to close out the regular season just this past Saturday. Now a ball into the box, looking for Rodrigo here into the middle and sent away. Rippey's centering pass got cleared out of there. Rice is going to look to catch up on this one. Worsner right behind him. Turning, Ifune trying to cut through 3 different defenders. Worsner throws his hands up, and this is actually going to be a goal kick right here. The last touch must have been off of a lilac and black-clad Flower City Union. Love the color matchup here. I am all about my color matchups. Anyone that has listened to Flower City matches this season, this is a pretty looking one. Flower City, the home squad here, going left to right on your screen, clad in lilac and black, representing the home side here. And the gold and blue of the Erie Commodores going right to left on your screen. Again, a rematch of a 2-0 victory for Flower City. Almeida with a pair of goals in that first game made himself the franchise's all-time leading scorer in that one. Now a bouncing ball and a shove. This ball is going to get all the way to Burkhart. Again, Lucas Besmagian making his presence felt. Hard header from Mario Ganser. He gets one out. Now Peterson will sort of regroup in the midfield. Peterson once again with a touch, getting shoved by Ifune. And Hato Ifune from Flower City will draw a foul there, or give a foul, I should say, and a start up here for Erie. Erie lineup. Harry O'Brien gets a start between the pipes. He's done the bulk of the goalkeeping. Didn't get the start in week 1 against Flower City, but came in at halftime. Has played the bulk of the minutes from that point on through the season here for Erie. In front of him will be Mario Ganser, Ben Buckley, Cade Worsner, Charlie Peterson, Alvar Silva, Alfie Tucker, Noah Hansel, Owen Peterson, Frank Lovett, and the aforementioned Lucas Besmagian. Rice with a little slide, doesn't connect, and coming out of there is Owen Peterson. Peterson tries to slide one up, he does get ahead to Worsner. Worsner's going to look ahead. This is going to skitter all the way to Burkhart, and Burkhart's going to field this one like a ground ball. Pressure from Frank Lovett down there. Burkhart will get this wide for Ryan Fitzgerald, helping to hold down the right backside for Flower City. He's going to look for a long ball for Almeida. Almeida sees a header from Buckley go past him. Rippey gets shoved from behind from Peterson. Owen Peterson, that is. That foul will result in a Flower City startup right here. Nate Masucci standing over the ball and will likely get the touch here. Masucci with a real nice game in that regular season finisher just the other day. Flower City 4-0, a pair of Gavin Egan goals in that one. Masucci over it. Liner toward the box. Bouncing ball is going to get knocked away by a couple of Erie players. Basmagian's going to try to get one out of there. He will have another touch right here. Tries to get around, and a drag of Fitzgerald and no whistle. Now we're right in front of me, jockeying with Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald will draw the foul here. Little push into Alvar Silva. Silva, the Mercyhurst sophomore. A lot of presence from Mercyhurst up and down this roster. I've mentioned on every single broadcast I've done this season, and I'll say it here as well, these teams in this league, very locally based, very regionally based. The rosters up and down, you see members of colleges, universities, club teams, high schools from the areas the teams play in. So the Erie Commodores, you can see a lot of Erie, Pennsylvania representation. So quality program Mercyhurst represented here in force, not a surprise. Head coach Dylan Sumner and his connections to Mercyhurst, well known there, so a pipeline, so to speak. Here's Peterson. Peterson had goal versus Ambassadors just the other day, pair of goals on the season. Touched ahead for Almeida. Almeida shoved behind by Charlie Peterson. Gets it wide for Rippey. Rippey working against Tucker. Rippey is going to let this one sort of glide away, and this is going to be a goal kick. Rippey not happy with that one. Tucker seemingly getting what he expected there, letting that one sort of glide past the end line. And we're going to see a goal kick go for Harry O'Brien. O'Brien mentioned getting the bulk of the minutes since that first start. A clean sheet. Love that term. Shutout versus Cleveland to make it into the playoff. Mentioned that Cleveland-Erie rivalry, long time in NPSL, as a long ball downfield does connect, but it's broken up defensively by Flower City. Middle of the pitch. Little room to work with, and now wide for Rippey. Rippey's going to try to cut through a defender. He's working against Tucker. Tucker's shove will result in a whistle. This will be a Flower City free kick. So that long-time rivalry, Erie and Cleveland, and just as I said before, a win or go home regular season finale for both teams that Erie comes away with a 2-0 victory. Pair of goals in that one for Ben Buckley. Almeida in the box with a touch, but a offsides flag over to my right. Sights and sounds here from Roberts Wesleyan University. Not the usual home pitch for Flower City. Some scheduling conflicts with our home pitch downtown resulted in the change here. Lovely facility, though. As I stand above you here, Bill Smith, your all-in-one ringmaster for this one. Almeida into space, chased by Peterson. Almeida, a little bit of room. Still there. He's got Rice to his right. Gets it to Rice. Touch inside. Almeida's there. Almeida, touch inside. Score! No offsides. The flag went up just after the touch as I dance around to get a look at where that was. An offsides call came right on Almeida's touch. So a goal scratched from Flower City on that attack here. Back and forth action so far in this one. Hey, buckle up, everybody. Playoff soccer is a fun thing. So a long ball. O'Brien can rocket that ball out of his position. Almeida gets one away from Tucker. Gets one ahead now for Palmer. Palmer working down low. Palmer inside. He's got a little bit of space. Trying to get it to Rice. Hatto is going to try to run after it, and this is going to go into touch. This will remain Flower City ball. Palmer with a goal this past Saturday in that Syracuse game, the regular season finale. Flower City ends up moving to 8-1-1. Had clinched heading into that one. Talked with Coach Sullivan, Coach Kapizik, Casey Catlin, and members of Flower City. That regular season finale was a get sharp type moment, iron sharpening iron type of game, and it worked as well as could be expected. A 4-0 win sends Flower City into the playoffs against a very, very capable Erie team, fired up after a win over a rival. Talked with Coach Dylan Sumner before the game. This team is as sharp as they've been all season, as prepared as they've been all season. Certainly looks it right now. So on the previous foul, a free kick here. So come from about 25 yards away. Burkhart pointing. Rippey and Afune will be your two-man wall. Oliver Silva. Native of Spain, couple of goals in his Mercyhurst career. Silva, right foot. This is heading toward the box. Burkhart's going to just punch this one up. This is going to go behind him. We're going to get our first corner kick of the match. This is going to go to Erie. So by my unofficial scoring chances, Erie leading that one 2-1. Here's a low lining ball that Afune is going to just head out of there. Silva with another touch. Long ball that's going to get handled pretty easily by Burkhart. Unofficially scoring chances by my own eyes, everybody. 2-1 here for Erie. Fitzgerald's going to touch back for Burkhart. They're going to play a little pitch and catch. Burkhart will lob one out of there, looking for Almeida. This is going to get headed back by a golden-shirted Commodore. Charlie Peterson not happy with that touch out of bounds, minus bit of frustration early in this one. Nice touch into space for Egan. Egan with a pair of goals in that last game, finding Rice. Rice scoring one in that last game. Rice shoved to the ground by Worsner, but no call on that other side as Erie will take over. Hansel will get one out into space. Ball in front. Nelson takes a trip, and that will result in a foul. So some early physical play in this one. Playoff intensity is a thing. You're seeing that here on this field at Roberts Wesleyan. Again, Flower City fans, the aesthetic is slightly different, little field change for this one, but a real good crowd, as you can see on the other side of this. Long ball. Palmer is there. Palmer a touchdown. Almeida shot. Score! Flower City goal! That play drew up beautifully.
Union goal scored by number 28, Rodrigo Almeida. Lead assistant number 7, Miles Palmer. That's Almeida from Palmer in the 14th minute.
Almeida from Palmer in the 14th minute gets this one started. What a ball in, what a touch from Palmer to get it down for Almeida, and what a finish from the franchise's all-time leading scorer. And Flower City in the 14th minute goes ahead 1-0, but quickly back the other way. Here's Lucas Basmagian down at the end line, working at the edge of the box. Right foot inside, right foot to the net. Burkhart with a save. Silva, dangerous right foot right there. Burkhart up to the challenge. Mentioned a couple different times, that's your Empire 8, the conference that St. John Fisher, his home school, plays. That's your Empire 8 goalkeeper of the year last season. It's a talented kid, 13 shutouts. Brighton High School locally graduate with a big save right there on Alvar Silva, whose name I've mentioned a couple times and has already shown to be dangerous. So I used the phrase already once, but hey, buckle up here. Rippey spinning against Silva and Tucker. Rippey will get a throw in here. Throw down for Almeida, the goal scorer. Almeida working one-on-one, now one-on-two. Almeida trying to get around Alfie Tucker. This ball is going to get sent past the end line, and Flower City is going to get their first corner kick of the evening. So Flower City will get a corner here. This will come off the foot of Miles Palmer. Palmer playing at his home university. Ball in, scoots through. Rippey gets a right foot on it. Now Rice is going to try to lob one in. Still loose, still down there. And then batted away, cleared by the Commodores. Couple of chances in there. Mentioned Miles Palmer, the athletic, speedy sophomore here from Roberts Wesleyan. Plays his home matches right here at Roberts Wesleyan. He's a Red Hawk. At other times. Tonight he's a Flower City member of Flower City Union. So this ball is going to get touched to the side. Here's the aforementioned Palmer. He's going to work against Tucker. This is going to go all the way back for Burkhart, who's going to put a right foot and just bomb one out to midfield. Another header from Buckley up and over Almeida. Here's a touch from Silva. Silva has one taken by Masucci. This is going to get lobbed to mid-pitch. Buckley and Almeida again with a header battle. Touchdown for Peterson. Basmagian. Right foot inside, headed out of there by Nelson. And This is going to result in a Erie corner. So Erie will get their second corner of the match. Cade Worshner will put a right foot into one. Pieces in place. Officials eyeing things. Officials not happy with things. A little bit too much pushing and shoving prior to the start of this one. Waiting on Worshner. Product of Dublin, Ohio. Shout out to Dublin, Ohio. Lovely town. There's the right foot, bounding toward the box. A header out of there, clears it for Flower City. Rice is going to chase it down by the left edge. Ball still loose. Now a chance for Erie into the box. And just driven away, crossing, changing fields, and sending this one out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for Erie. Besmajian will quickly get things rolling here. Peterson will drop one back. Besmajian working against Afune. Gets one inside. Nelson tries to tip that away. Once again, Alfie Tucker with a touch. He will work one inside. Sliding attempt, spinning away, Besmajian. Right foot, covered. Defended well by Kyle Nelson. This is going to result in Erie's third corner of the match. Ball bounding toward the area. Rice touches one. Now he's got a little bit of running room. Rice with Palmer on his right. Ball to Palmer. Palmer now working one-on-one. He's got Rice on his left. He's going to bound it over there. Rice, heel kick, finds Almeida. Almeida, edge of the box. Almeida working against Hansel. Trying to work inside Hansel, and Hansel's going to kind of steal that one away. And now some pushing and shoving results in a foul that will go for Erie. Almeida a little too, getting a settle down sort of signal from the referee. Harry O'Brien with a touch here. Harry O'Brien, England native, Converse University senior. Bombed out of there. Cade Worshner with a touch along the left wing. Worshner looking inside. Threw that in there, and Nelson's able to clear it out for Flower City. But headed down by Charlie Peterson, who's going to touch along the right edge. Working against Flower City's Masucci. Masucci and Peterson still battling. Masucci's going to win that one. Takes it away. Afune is going to try to get it ahead for Rice. Rice battling. Physical play, a couple bodies dropping, but now Erie's going to come away with it. Here's Ganser. Ganser into the box, sees Nelson. Nelson who's tripped, and there is a whistle there. Ganser took advantage of that loose ball that came there. Tried to go inside, and then a little too physical into Flower City's Kyle Nelson. And now Christian Burkhart will get one out of there. He bombs one away. Palmer at the left edge. Fune coming from behind to him. Here's Ryan Brown. Shoved from behind by Worshner. Brown's going to reset all the way back to his keeper. Back for Fitzgerald. Athletic, speedy press from Erie, not giving Flower City any settling down time with their backs or their keeper. Now coming away with it, Egan. Egan with a pair of goals in the last one. Pair of headers that were set up just gorgeously. Gorgeously. I don't know about that adjective, but we're going to go with it. Egan trying to win a battle, and this will get slide tackled out of there by Alfie Tucker. and sent out. Alfie Tucker, though, remaining down. Tucker with a hard slide tackle on that one. Goes in, does send that one into touch, but now down, holding his arm. We hope this young man is all right. Alfie Tucker hailing from the UK. A couple of goals in his 27-game career at West Alabama. We're going to take a short break here from Roberts Wesleyan. You are watching the conference semifinals of the NPSL's Great Lakes Conference. Back at Roberts Wesleyan, the NPSL Conference semifinal matchup here. Flower City Union hosting the Erie Commodores. Flower City Union up 1-0. We just saw Alfie Tucker go off. They have not yet substituted for the young man, so Erie currently playing a man down. We'll see if Tucker can rejoin things. Hope he's all right. Ball in, header to the right side of the net. Gavin Egan, no stranger to headers on goal, scored a pair of those in the last matchup. The regular season finale against Syracuse. Flower City now also pressing, not giving any time to collect themselves to Erie. This one has been everything we expected. Fast-paced and physical. Two teams that have found their stride in the last few weeks. Two teams that look very different, especially on the Erie side, from the matchup won by Flower City back on May the 17th, the opener for both teams. Now a ball in, trying to find Worsner. Worsner's down real low, doesn't keep it. This is going to be a goal kick for Christian Burkhart. So neither of these teams has been shy about attacking. Both coaching staffs talking to me about defensive play today. Talked with assistant coach Abe Kapizik today, and he talked about the emphasis on their back line. Quote, not the place to mess around tonight. And they have not done so. Both back lines have been sharp. We've seen some real nice play out of Kyle Nelson, especially. Other side, we've seen the same thing. Getting word that Alfie Tucker has rejoined things, so we're glad to see that young man's okay. Here he is right now working against Nick Rippey. Rippey, left foot, finds Rice. Rice working against a pair. Shrugs off a tackle, sends it back for his left back. Now a right, left, ball in. Header doesn't connect. Ifune battling with Peterson. Peterson wins that one. This is going to get sent away for Silva. Silva, though, gets his pocket picked by Masucci. Masucci, left foot. I know my rights and left, folks, I promise you. Rippey to the edge, the right edge. Working against Tucker. Left foot, inside, headed out of there. That's a real nice defensive play. And now a slide from Masucci keeps things for Flower City. Fitzgerald is going to get all the way back for his keeper. Lovett will just stare him down a little bit. Masucci will have a little bit of breathing room to get this one away. Hato Ifune on the far side of my position, chased by Worsner. Palmer takes a shove in the back from Worsner. Peterson now coming through. Peterson with a touch finds Lovett. Now 2 or 3 different lilac and black shirts converge. This is going to come all the way back for the left back, and again, we're happy to see Alfie Tucker's all right. Ben Buckley the center back here tonight, leads this team in goals. A pair of goals in that essentially playoff game Saturday. Erie and Cleveland. The winner of that one was destined to come here. Here Erie stands on the shoulders of that 2-0 victory. Working edge of the box, Commodores pressing. Flower City countering. And now a kick and a trip, and this is a foul that's going to result in a card. The referee is going to his pocket. So a yellow card comes from that one. That yellow goes to Cade Worsner. So in the 29th minute, Worsner picks up a yellow card. Burkhart will get the free kick here. 21 soccer players on the Flower City offensive side of the pitch as Burkhart starts things up. Fune and Palmer trying to work inside, but a couple of touches don't connect, and this is going to be a Erie possession on the far side from where I stand, atop the press box on a gorgeous, this is a beautiful night for soccer. It's not just hyperbole, folks. Beautiful night for the beautiful game. Palmer, edge of the box, Palmer. Almeida to his right. Flower City calling for a handball. Masucci will cross one for Ryan Brown. Brown up for Rice. Rice takes a shove but maintains. Rice, right foot, lobbing. He's got Rippey down there over Tucker. Rippey, touch for control, but this gets sent away by Tucker. Nice play. Ball dropped for Tucker. And now up. A little triangle work there from Erie. As Magian sends it up the left wing. Ball and a touch from Silva. This is an Erie ball. Flower City not thinking that was the right case. Gavin Egan specifically. Tucker plays one back. Touch through the middle, sent away by Nelson. And now Ben Buckley will lob one way downfield. Worsner tries to send one across. Flower City counterattack for Rice. Rice working against Hansel. Here's Palmer, 7-7 against Worsner. Palmer gets his pocket pick. Nice play by Charlie Peterson. Peterson playing some ball at Gannon, doing a nice job there as well. Native of Erie, PA, as are these Commodores. Rice on the right edge, middle of the pitch, left edge if you are attacking. Here's that right edge if you're attacking for Nick Rippey. Rippey ahead for Almeida. Rippey goes on a run. He's got Egan down there too. Almeida tries to slide it for Palmer, who slides. Takes out one of the defenders. That's Ganser that goes down. Here's some shouting from some of the amateur officials on the far side of the field. Often in sports, you find those amateur officials dressed as spectators. Harry O'Brien will watch this thing get started. Tucker with a touch. Sends it across the midfield line. Basmagian will get it on the edge, but a shove from Rippey on Frank Lovett back behind the play. Official giving Rippey some advice. So it appears Alvar Silva will start things up again. A lot of pieces moving into position for the ensuing free kick. Edge of the third. Right foot, liner of a ball, does get inside, but he gets headed out of there. Rippey's going to just send this one off into touch. Time ticking away late in the 33rd minute. 1-0 your score here. Flower City over Erie. About 20 minutes ago on the heels of Almeida's goal. Sun shining brightly down on this one. Almeida battling Ganser, far side of the field. Flower City will get a throw in here from Palmer. Palmer's got Afune right in front of him. And he will give way to a different throw in. An Almeida header looking to connect with Egan, but Egan gets shoved out of position, and the foul is going to result in a free kick for Flower City in a tight spot if you're Erie. So from about 25 yards out, you can hear O'Brien coordinating things from the goal line. Fune, Palmer, and Rice over the ball for Flower City. A gold and blue clad wall forming between the ball and Harry O'Brien. More accurately, the space to Harry O'Brien's right, I believe. Rice over the ball, whistle. Right foot does get all the way through, but this is going to skitter past O'Brien. But this should be a corner kick. That went off a defender's foot, and it's going to be. So a corner for Flower City here. Clock ticking toward 35 minutes. Palmer surveying things, hand in the air. Plant foot down, right foot, ball floating toward, header to the net. What a save by O'Brien. A dynamite save on the header attempt. O'Brien flying out of there. Nate Masucci getting everything he could into that one with that header. And now a lobbing ball toward the middle of the pitch will get controlled by Alvar Silva. He sends it mid-pitch. Had a tripped up teammate there, but Owen Peterson collects things nicely, and now it's sent ahead by Hansel. Owen Peterson and Hansel playing catch once again. Peterson will send one up and over Worstner, who's going to look to attack and work down low. This is going to get sent into touch by Flower City. So Harry O'Brien with the save of the day so far on that Masucci header. So corner here for Erie. Slow developing moment a second ago. Cade Worstner will put a right foot into one here. Low lying ball is going to get headed away. Retreating is Silva. He will get there. Rice kind of bearing down on him. Bodied away by Brown and sent out to the middle of the pitch. Cross for Buckley. Buckley sees that one sort of scoot past him. Space for Nick Rippey. Here's Flower City's Rippey. Rippey with Palmer on his right. Palmer's going to accept this one. Palmer working one-on-one and a shove and a foul from Rippey. And this foul is going to result in a free kick for Erie. Rippey and the official having a polite conversation. So the official also having words with Charlie Peterson. Erie native Peterson, Rochester native Nick Rippey in battle there. Rippey out of Churchville Chili, Peterson out of McDowell High School down in PA. So now the cooler heads have prevailed. We'll see Nelson drive one out of there. Quick reset here from Tucker in front of my position, and Buckley's gonna get this back to his keeper. There is an international presence to this Erie roster that is unique to them compared to Flower City. A lot of these Mercyhurst players from different parts of the world. That's a wonderful mix here. So you got players from all over the world on this pitch. On cue into Newmarket, Canada's own Lucas Bazmijian. Working 1-on-2 now. Tries to get a right foot, but this ball is going to go well left of the target. His right, Burkhart's left. So on Bazmijian's missed shot, Christian Burkhart will get a chance to start things up here for Flower City. Brown will get one out of there, looking for Almeida, but a little too far. Middle pitch touch, there it is, for Rice. I found it. Sometimes I lose it, but I always get it back. Burkhart, time to start things. Here's a long ball for Almeida again. There's another header battle by Almeida and Buckley. This ball back for O'Brien, who's going to just send that one away. Ryan Brown wins that header battle. Now Afune shoving with Silva. Silva, native of Spain, the Commodore. Afune, native of Tokyo, Japan, Flower City's own. Now some more conversation with the official far side from where I am. This is perhaps just addressing where the ball will be put into play. I think that's all it was. And now a long ball back for Christian Burkhart. Flower City with some seconds here to set things as they want. Burkhart. Another long ball over the top for Almeida, misses. Buckley heads that one away. Charlie Peterson's touch gets corralled at mid-pitch. Now Charlie Peterson flies in with another header. Rice takes a shove in the back on his header. And this will result in a foul. And the official looks to be touching his pocket. I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but I do see a card in his hand. And I think Mario Ganser is about to get a yellow card. So Ganser in the 42nd minute gets a yellow.
Yellow card has been issued to Erie's number 4, Mario Ganser.
So second yellow for Erie, one to Worsner, one to Gansner. Both of those guys now working with a yellow card. This has been physical and intense from both sides. This has been a well-played first half. Those cards not indicative of dirty play. This has been just hard fought. Long ball is going to get all the way to O'Brien's right. Quickly restarted with Buckley. Here's Alfie Tucker. He sends this one down to the edge. Bazmijian takes a shove, and now a card is going to come to Flower City. So a yellow here for Flower City's Ryan Fitzgerald.
Yellow card has been issued to Flower City Union's number 3, Ryan Fitzgerald.
43rd minute. So the clock is ticking toward 43 minutes. We're playing near the 44th here. A yellow card to Fitzgerald, the cause of the current stoppage. 1-0 your score remains. Rodrigo Almeida, goal scorer for Flower City, putting the home team ahead in the 14th minute. Erie looking to generate here from their backs. Tucker, left foot, up over the top. Nelson is down there for Flower City. He's going to return this one back to the offensive half. Now a ball out wide for Rippey. Rippey is going to try to get one in for Rice. Rice's touch goes up over the top. Almeida was getting there, but he was about 20 yards away. Another ball out wide for Tucker. Tucker's done a real nice job on that, from that left back position. Frankly, his opposite number, Rippey, has been a constant force on the right wing for Flower City.
By the officials, when the clock will stop at the 45-minute mark, and stoppage time will be kept down the field by the officials.
Ifune, Rippey, and Brown. Ifune, Palmer, and Brown, I should say. Here's Almeida. Almeida into the box. A touch for Egan. Now Rice, and a shot, but a sliding stop by O'Brien. Gorgeous looking piece of goalkeeping there. So a corner for Flower City will be the result here. Almeida had a moment and got it in. Rice's touch was slid away. Best way I can put that. So Palmer here. We're playing now. Palmer's right foot toward the box and shove in the box, and this is going to be a Erie ball. 3 minutes of stoppage time as the clock is stopped at 45. So that shove in the back, a little too aggressive from the Lilac in black. And now a free kick will come for Erie. Harry O'Brien will put a right foot and drive one up toward the right edge. Palmer with a couple of fancy touches on the other side, trying to get possession. He gets taken down hard, and that foul will result in a Flower City possession. Some delicate footwork from Palmer on the far side from where I stand. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're playing into maybe the low side of that second minute. Palmer over the ball. Pieces moving into place. Palmer takes a couple of strides back. Hand up, right foot. This is going to lob into the box. Rippey is there, gets a header down. Nelson is down there. And a battle here. This is going to go into touch, and this is going to be Erie ball. Tucker battles Almeida. Soft touch from Peterson back toward the keeper. Ganser long ball over the top. He's got Lovett. Lovett trying to get inside, but Burkhart's going to come out and take that one out of the air. Low out of the air. Lovett was burying in. He's looking for his 4th of the season. Lovett scored in 3 consecutive matchups earlier in the year. May the 31st and then the next couple of weeks in June. Looking for his first since then. Almeida on the other side looking for his first since about 30 minutes ago. Almeida, right cross. Header from Rippey. This is going to go right to O'Brien. O'Brien bombs one way up into the air. Nelson's going to head that one back. Egan, a touch for control. Up over for Rice. Nice ball out of there from Buckley. Almeida now. Egan out for Ifune. Ifune finds Palmer. Must be dying seconds of this one. Ifune inside, shoved inside the area. This is going to be a goal kick. So on the heels of this one, I'm going to assume we are nearing the end of this one. Half of this one, I should say. Brian's right foot drives one, and on cue, not the first match I've watched, folks.
We'll take us to halftime with the score. Your Flower City Union 1, Erie Commodores FC 0.
So Flower City Union hosting this semifinal matchup in the Great Lakes Conference. Flower City Union, the Great Lakes regular season champs. They're hosting Erie here, the Commodores, and 1-0 is your score. Flower City on top after one. Almeida's goal in the 14th minute, right now the difference. But we got another half of action coming your way. Folks, go get a beverage, go get something to eat, go get what you gotta get, do what you gotta do, and come back, watch the second half of this, the Great Lakes Conference semifinal here in NPSL.
celebration tonight. Celebrate, don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate one more time. One more time. One more time. A celebration. Know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feel it. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate one more time. Celebrate and dance so free. Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free.
Whenever you want.
We're gonna celebrate and dance so free.
Welcome back. Here we go, folks. It is the second half of the Great Lakes Conference semifinal. Flower City Union hosting the Erie Commodores. We got the regular season champs, Flower City, hosting Erie. Erie getting here in essentially a playoff game a couple of days ago, beating Cleveland 2-0. Flower City sort of coasts their way through the last couple of games, clinching that number one seed about 10 days ago. And a first half of action is in the books. 1-0 your score. Almeida nets the goal for Flower City. Almeida, third in the Great Lakes scoring on the season. His 7 regular season goals was good for third there in this conference. His first goal here of the playoffs coming in the 14th minute on a just wonderful touch from Miles Palmer, who picks up the assist, planted home in the 14th minute. Not to be forgotten from that first half, 1-0 your score here for Flower City, but a couple of just tremendous saves from keeper O'Brien on the other side. Played a real nice first half. Flower City had their chances. One gets sent home. Some just silliness happening here on the opening kickoff, but we are underway as that gets sent well down the pitch by Nelson, and this is going to get settled at the feet of the aforementioned O'Brien, who will pick things up here as Almeida sort of just steps in. Just lets it be known that he's hanging out there. Bill Smith here. This is Roberts Wesleyan University, the field you are currently looking at here, hosting this one. Not the usual pitch for Flower City. Little scheduling snafu with the home field, but here we are on this beautiful field, and a nice shot from Palmer. This skitters all the way, and O'Brien makes the stop. Not at the usual downtown facility, a little scheduling snafu, but a wonderful pivot here to a real nice pitch in Rochester's west side here at Roberts Wesleyan. We just saw Miles Palmer with a shot, plays his regular season soccer here. He's a member of the Roberts Wesleyan Redhawks, mentioned that before. And now an early second half corner kick for Erie as they start to generate. Patiently waiting, right foot, bouncing ball toward the box. Defune is just going to say, nope, send that right out of there. Palmer mid-pitch. Turns, resets for himself. Defender bearing down on him. Shoved down. Peterson got him from behind, no call. Here's Brown. Brown now across the center stripe. Brown Working against a few different defenders. Finds Rice. Rice battling with Ganser. Rice off wide. Here's Rippey. Rippey to the edge. Right foot toward the box. Header from Almeida, up and over. Great setup from Flower City's Nick Rippey. Almeida very nearly cashing in his second of the evening. So I've mentioned it a couple of different times. The last game of the regular season for Erie might as well have been a playoff game. It was win and go home. Once again, I was having a conversation with owner John Melody. He talked about how going into that game and obviously beyond, no one's looking at the standings, no one's looking at the table. Everything is do or die. In his words, every game is a cup final at this point. And he's right. Every game at this point here, it's win, move on, lose, season's over. Flower City certainly feeling the same thing as Palmer collects from Almeida. Palmer works his way past Worstner. He's going to drop it back to the left back, Ryan Brown. Bouncing ball back for Brown once again. The McQuaid grad, his header gets sort of off kilter. Now a ball in. Here's Lovett. Lovett working against Nelson. Nelson goes down hard. Lovett had gone in. Two of them sort of shaking hands, bringing Nelson to his feet. Lovett is. Lovett, the Mercyhurst senior, native of England. Now a ball finds its way over for Palmer. Palmer is going to watch this one go into touch as he's shoved by Worstner. Palmer will get a chance to throw this one in. Correction, Ryan Brown will throw this one in. Brown directing traffic, throws one over the top. Does go off of Almeida's chest. There's Egan trying to pinch in. Almeida and Egan fighting. Getting through Worstner was Almeida there. Up for Palmer. Chasing him is Hansel. Almeida's going to come free. Almeida shoved down. Now body's falling. This is going to be an Erie ball. Ganser now shaken up. Erie has found their way into the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. That game against Cleveland the other day, just so much on the line there. Long-time rivalry, playoffs at stake for both teams. Flower City, a year ago, they sneaked their way in as the 4 seed. A loss at Steel City last July ended things in the first round of the playoffs then. Year prior to that, in a different league in the NISA, Flower City goes on, wins the championship. They hoisted a cup that year. We're going to take a short break here. Folks, stay with us. Come check out this semi-final Great Lakes Conference action here. You are watching NPSL. Back at Roberts Wesleyan University. Host field for this Flower City Union Erie Commodores matchup. 1-0 your score here. We're playing into the second half. 6:10 into the second half to be specific. Good time, 6:10. We hope Mario Ganser's evening is all right. Shaken up, no sub as of yet. Now here's a ball in, nice touch. This is going to come to the far side from where I sit, and the shot and just wide. Basmajian almost putting that one home. Got a soft sort of touch on it to get it on frame, or just off frame, I suppose. The ball in from Silva was just silky to get it over to his teammate there on his left. Burkhart now with an opportunity to get things away. Almost gets it to the wing to Palmer, but this gets sent into touch. This will be a Flower City throw-in. Couple of headers and a bouncing ball, and still a loose floating ball, perhaps off a shoulder there from Silva. Cross does get its way to Silva. He's going to get it back to his center back. Buckley will move it off for Tucker. Silva, middle pitch, battled by Afune. Hansel against Palmer. Palmer looking to chase him down as Hansel tries to switch fields himself. Now a ball out wide, and here come the Commodores, moving left to right this half on your screen. Ball well over everything. That was Tucker pinching in from the left back position, and his left foot was just a little too strong there. Burkhart will have an opportunity here. Some more shoving. So the first half featured 3 yellow cards and a lot of physical play. We've seen that sort of begun anew here in this second half. Edge of the box. Here's Silva. Silva looks to center that one, but that's sent away by Flower City's Egan. Tucker inside. Once again on Silva's foot. Basmajian. Rice turning. Working against Peterson. Sends it right side for Rippey. Rippey working against Tucker once again. We saw this battle multiple times in the first half. Tucker gets the best of this one. Now back for O'Brien, the keeper, whose left foot lob pop fly of a kick just heads off his left, Flower City's right edge. Flower City will get a chance to throw this one in. On the heels of what was, to Coach Jordan Sullivan, an excellent practice Monday, and in the words of his assistant coach, Abe Kapizik, quote, "I've never seen the best training session I've ever seen." And he rattled off his experience, which is lengthy, and just like words from a coach like that on just the doorstep of a big game. You love hearing that. Abe Kapizik real proud of the training session that they had Monday. Something was lit under these guys, he said. Now a lobbing ball up into the goal box. Burkhart will settle. Coach Kapizik echoing what Coach Sullivan said. Just a real strong training session on Monday for Flower City on the heels of a solid win Saturday against Syracuse. Header to header. Fitzgerald kind of hits the deck. Rice looking to spin around, but ends up falling down as Peterson comes away with it. Peterson into space, looking for Basmajian. This gets taken by Flower City's Fitzgerald. He does connect with Rippey, who's dropping. He's going to look to get it back to his keeper. Burkhart comes out, does take it, and there is a point, and this is going to be a PK for Erie. Burkhart came way out to defend this one. So Rippey drops back. This ball comes all the way in. Lovett gets taken down. So Burkhart, physical play results in a foul. And this is going to be a PK.
kick has been awarded to Erie. Kick will be taken by Ben Buckley.
So Buckley over the ball, scored on a P kick on Saturday. Leading scorer for this team. Left foot puts it home, goal for Erie. And we have a tie ball game.
Erie Commodores goal was scored on the penalty kick by Ben Buckley. Goal coming in the 58th minute.
So the Buckley goal in the 58th minute. This is on the heels of the physical Burkhart play on Frank Lovett, who had attacked. Lovett gets taken down. Buckley scores the PK. And we are tied at 1. I've said buckle up a couple times, folks. Buckle up. Kyle Nelson bombs one out of there. Rippey sees this one sort of sent away up over his head. Flower City will have a chance to resettle things here. So on the heels of Buckley's PK goal, Buckley the leading scorer for this Erie team, and during the regular season, 5 goals on the year. Put him in a tie for 4th in the conference during the regular season. His first of the playoffs. So both teams leading scorers, leading the way here. Bouncing ball is going to get all the way to Burkhart. Once again, Lovett pressing down, looking to create a little chaos. Last time he did that, it resulted in a takedown that got his team a PK and a goal. So a throw in from Hansel will happen right here. Ends up with a Flower City touch, but here's Charlie Peterson. Tried to work it in for Worstner, but Peterson's got it one more time. Peterson gets taken down on a trip. So he gets shoved down by Masucci. So I mentioned in the first half, there were a couple of yellow cards and a healthy amount of fouls. This has been a physical game. I'm not willing to use the word dirty on either side. This has just been intense to this point, but you're certainly seeing a lot of conversations with officials. And with me saying that, there is going to be a yellow card awarded to the Erie bench. Or at least I'm assuming. There it is. Yellow card to the Erie bench in the 60th minute.
Yellow card has been issued to the Erie coach.
So in the 60th minute, the yellow card goes to the Erie coaching staff. Not sure if that was aimed at Coach Dylan Sumner or someone else on his staff, but regardless, or irregardlessly, which is not a word. Here's Oliver Silva. Gets one into the box. A heel kick doesn't go toward Burkhart. Still in the area, and this is just going to gently roll back, sort of shepherded by a couple of Union players, and Burkhart will have a chance to get one out of there. Couple of Erie changes coming. I'm seeing a couple of players stretching and getting ready to enter here in front of me. So changes coming here. Lucas Asmajian, who's had a real nice first half, is going to be subbed for Nako Tesfaye. Mario Ganser will come out of this one, subbed by Dejan Barthley. So Dejan Barthley enters.
Bet this time first for the Erie Commodores. On the game, number 28, Nako Tesfai. Replace number 27, Lucas Bezmagian. Also from the Commodores, number 18, Dejan Barthley. Replacing number 4, Mario Ganser. On the game here, Flower City Union.
Flower City
9,
has
Chase
also
Alexander.
made a change. Chase Alexander enters.
7, Miles Palmer.
Miles Palmer's evening is done. So Alexander comes on. Alexander, the Brighton native, exceptional high school career. Here's Almeida. Almeida inside, looking to generate a touch. Does get one on frame. Sprawling save by O'Brien. It gets sent away. Now here's Alexander. Alexander sort of scoots one into the area. This is going to get sent out of there with some authority by Erie. Alexander on the pitch for Flower City. On the other side, Nako Tesfai. Spent some time in the Riverhounds Academy in Pittsburgh. Get that out of there. Local school here for Erie folks watching at home. There's a local school here, Pittsford. Confusing my cities, I apologize. Here's Nelson looking to scoot away. He gets it back for his keeper. Now Burkhart sends one bombing up and over Egan. Quickly throwing this one in. No weight there was Hansel. Hansel up on the wing for Worsner. Worsner works it for Silva. Silva looking to go inside. Here's Rippey trying to touch one away. He does. Rice puts a heel into it, but this will get returned back. Bouncing ball settle on the far side from where I stand by the aforementioned Tesfai. Here he comes with a head of steam. Tesfai working toward the edge of the box. And this is just going to go past the end line. This should be a goal kick, and it is. I think Frank Lovett was battling down there with a couple of defenders. Everyone was hoping to convince the official that they were the party to keep the ball. Flower City wins that one. Long ball over the top. Almeida is going to chase it down. This ball gets sent back by Buckley to his keeper. Frank Lovett will touch it for Barthley. Barthley playing at West Virginia Wesleyan, native of Antigua and Barbuda. Now a ball into the box. That's going to just get sent out of there by Brown. Worsner trying to get it to the right side. Can't get it through Nick Rippey, who's going to send this one middle pitch up and over. Rice is going to try to head this into space for he himself to work with. Rice and Alexander play a quick game of catch. Sent on the side for Rippey, a little too hot from Masucci. Now whistling going on here. This is going to be a Flower City ball. That ball off of Masucci's foot, touching a defender on the way. So Rippey will give for Brown. Brown will have the opportunity to throw in here. Brown lobbing one up and over. Egan gets shoved to the mat. Headed out of there, sort of a clearing head by Hansel. Mid-pitch up and over from Nelson, but this bouncing ball is just going to get all the way to O'Brien, who will send one out of there with some strength. Fune's header gets settled into Erie possession for Worsner. Rippey turning, sliding, coming up short, but Egan will take possession here. Brown, a short touch for Rippey, who's going to put one over for Almeida. Almeida taken down on that touch, but capped. Real nice play at the end line. Well done by Charlie Peterson. Rippey bodies, then gets dragged. This is going to be an Erie card. Official looks to be going to his pocket. And a card is being awarded to Charlie Peterson.
Yellow card has been issued to Erie's number 8, Charlie Peterson.
So a free kick here in the 68th minute on the heels of that yellow card. Hato Ofune standing over the ball. Pieces in place, pair of yellow shirts. Guarding his look on frame. O'Brien coordinating things in the orange. Fune, right foot, angling into the box, headed out of there. Defended well. Rice up over the top. Almeida sees this one just kind of go past him. O'Brien fires one down. Worsner was shouting for it. Worsner shoves into Brown, and this is going to go against Worsner here. Brown perhaps a little worse for wear after that exchange. He's down. Burkhardt coming over to chat with him. Two St. John Fisher University teammates right there. Pair of huge contributors for that team. Keeper of the year in the conference. First team Empire 8 for Ryan Brown himself. Two Flower City teammates here. Peterson and a friendly shoving exchange, and this is going to result in a card for Nick Rippey. So Rippey gets a card now in the 70th minute.
Yellow card has been issued to Flower City Union's number 11, Nick Rippey.
So Rippey gets a card in the 70th minute. There was a little exchange down there with Charlie Peterson. Peterson freshly off a yellow card of his own. He and Rippey having a friendly debate, we'll call it. And Rippey's last counterpoint results in a yellow card. So a headed ball on the far side from where I am by Tesfaye results in a Flower City possession. Walking a little too far for the officials' liking. Rice up over the top of his own sort of cartwheeling body, dragged down Almeida, nothing there. Rice toward the box, chested down, if I may say so, from Hansel, and then cleared out of there, and then some fouls result in an Erie possession. A physical game, getting the slightest bit chippy out there. 1-1 late in this one. We're in the 72nd minute of a tie ball game. You can sort of see and smell the intensity up here. O'Brien's right foot start things up. Rippey is down here. This touch will go to Worsner. Right here, Worsner once again. Silva. Edge of the box, Silva toward the net. Header out of there. Nice defensive play. Rippey controls. Trying to work himself into some space, and he does get it ahead for Almeida up the left wing. Almeida working against Peterson. Almeida, heel touch. This is going to get to and over the line. Not quite soft enough for Alexander, but a real nice try. Noah Hansel, Bucknell, freshman out of Erie, PA. And now some shirt tugging results in a Erie foul, and Flower City will start up with the ball. Ryan Brown will stand over it, get things assured here by the official. Brown, right foot, long ball toward the edge of the box. Header from Almeida is just going to bounce to O'Brien. O'Brien's right foot sends this one way downfield. Jockeying at mid-pitch. Rice has the touch here. He's got Egan streaking ahead. He's going to get over Alexander. Alexander's going to try to touch it down. He does get it inside, but there's no one there. O'Brien's body language telling his defense to settle things. Buckley sends it wide. Alfie Tucker's ball does go upfield. Now a ball in didn't connect. Streaking was Dejan Barthley. Now Almeida's going to try to catch up with one that O'Brien will get to first, but O'Brien will just let that one head past the end line for a goal kick. Substitution coming for Flower City shortly.
Substitution, now checking into the game for your Flower City Union, number 17, Jacob Savine.
So Jacob Savine.
Place number 21, Hato Ifune.
So Hato Ifune's day is done. Two MCC teammates, a pair of very talented Tribunes exchanging here. So Savine on to the pitch for Flower City here in the 75th minute. Fresh legs for Flower City, perhaps the order here from Coach Sullivan. Egan, right foot, long, sort of arcing, wrong type of spin on that one. Goal kick here for O'Brien. Buckley will send one out for Tucker. O'Brien with Almeida bearing down. Alexander takes a shove in the back. Barthley had sort of announced his presence down there. Nelson lobs one up downfield. Neither team able to get a lot of footing, and there's an offsides against the recently entered Savine. Neither team has been able to really establish much in the last, I'd say, 10 or 12 minutes. Now there's a foul. Official coming over to discuss things. So Cade Worsner having a conversation with the official here. Worsner right here working with a yellow card. So after that exchange, Christian Burkhart will get a right foot into one here for Flower City. Header from Almeida. Down there is Alexander. Header toward the net, other side. Rippey came barreling in, but this gets cleared out by some gold. Here's Worsner. Middle pitch, sends it wide. Gets it out for Tesfaye. Working against Rice. Turns, nice move to get it centered. Ball in, header to the net. Burkhart gets a hold of it as one of his teammates was there behind him. Burkhart had an obstacle sort of in his way as he made that save. Here's Savine now on a run for Flower City. This is going to be a Flower City corner. This goes off of the defender. So Flower City will get a corner here. Clock ticking in the 78th minute. 1-1 your score here. Great Lakes Conference semifinal going on here. Right foot, low line shot toward the net, side of the net from Almeida. And a sub here coming for Erie. And Cade Worstner will sit for the rest of this one. His evening is done.
For the Erie Commodores, now in the game, number 26, Dylan Danch.
So
Number 7, Cade Worstner.
Dylan Donch will come in. Donch with a local-ish connection, playing just down the 90 in Buffalo at Dewville. Erie, PA native, also on the 90. I-90 sort of the main artery for this entire conference. Teams between Syracuse and Cleveland. Series of headers, and now Alexander with some control. Tried to get it in for Rippey, couldn't get it through. Recently entered Donch. He's going to send one across. Silva inside. This gets sent away. Silva back for Tucker. Tucker working against Rice. Silva shrugs off of a touch from Rice. Nelson's going to head that one out of there with some authority, and Rippey's going to get it out of there. Crossing ball for Hansel. Hansel's got some room to run into the attacking third. Headed out of there nicely by Ryan Fitzgerald. Left foot into the box and headed away, and this will result in an Erie corner. Erie corner coming here, 81st minute. Hands up, foot down, right foot, lobbing ball toward the box, headed out of there. Silva, though, is going to have a shot at it. That gets sent out by the defense. Now a left foot shot doesn't get through. Nice stop from Masucci. Still pressuring. Hansel, right foot. Headed away by Almeida. Here's Buckley. He's going to get a touch. This is going to bounce, I think, all the way. Here's Ryan Brown. Brown's going to try to slide it through, but Hansel's going to be there to take it. Rippey's going to send that one out of there. A couple of states away, Ambassadors, Ohio hosting RNYFC, the other Rochester team in this conference, also in the playoffs. 1-0. Ambassadors on the board in the 55th minute. Keep tabs on that one. The two winners will face off Saturday. The higher seed site. So another corner here coming for Erie. Frank Lovett will put a foot into one. Pieces moving into place. Burkhart directing some traffic. Lovett prepared. Right foot. Low-lying header from Almeida is going to just send this one well into touch. Elfie Tucker, left foot. Long ball is going to get to Nick Rippey. Owen Peterson battling for it. Barthley's touch gets sent away. Egan hits the turf after a touch, but this is going to be a Flower City possession here. Far side from where I stand. Time ticking in this one. 1-1 tie, 83rd minute. Rice working off of a shove. Chase Alexander. Inside for Rippey. Rippey creates a little space for himself. Edge of the box. Rippey centers it. Rice to the net. Defended well. Sent away by Nako Tesfaye. So some shouting from all sorts of people. This is going to be a Flower City possession. So far side from where I stand. Time taken with a shaken up Erie player. Officials continuing to converse things. There is a sub down here in front from our press box position here.
Substitution for the Erie Commodores down the game, number 31, Georgie Adamia. Replacing number 11, Alvaro Silva.
So Silva now out of this one. Georgie Adamia, another Gannon University player. Flower City looking to attack. Ball inside, sent away. Rice trying to control. Does keep one. This is going to hit that right wing, but Alexander's not going to be able to catch up to it. 85th minute. Savine barreling down sort of forces the issue. This gets sent away. Little head fake from Lovett there. Alexander chasing for Flower City. Hansel gets it ahead. Adamia's first touch. Little triangle movement here from Erie. Playing catch and starting things. Now a ball up over the top. Looking to connect. Donch was there. And now this bouncing ball is going to settle in front of Burkhart. So Burkhart will put this on the turf. And now a foul near the middle of the pitch will give Erie a restart. Respectful exchange after that one. Time ticking well up into the 86th minute in a 1-1 game. 58th minute PK from Buckley, the tying goal after Almeida scores for Flower City in the first half. Ryan Brown on the restart. Almeida's down there, sees it bounced away. Rippey watches this one get sent past him. Looking to counter, Lovett. Lovett throws this one into space. Missing that touch. Here's Erie on an attack, and a shot saved by Burkhart. What a stop. The attacking Nako Tesfaye. Tesfaye working far side from where I am against Fitzgerald. Trying to work through a couple of guys, and he gets dragged down. And now a card is coming out. card is being shown to Jacob Savine. 87th minute.
Yellow card has been issued to Flower City Union's number 17, Jacob Savine.
So this restart will come from about 35 yards away. This is at the edge of the attacking third. Official conversing with everybody here. Tensions are high. Play is underway. Ball is bouncing into the box. Headed away by the recently mentioned Savine. Here's Rippey. Rippey tripped from behind. And a card is coming out. And a card is being presented to Buckley.
Yellow card has been issued to Erie Commodores number 5, Ben Buckley.
88th minute. Fifth yellow card for Erie. So we are in the 89th minute. Ryan Brown standing over the ball. Gonna cross it over for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's gonna lob this one in. Egan's down there, but this gets taken out of the air by O'Brien. O'Brien again, body language telling his compatriots to settle things. O'Brien's long ball downfield. Here's Tesfaye working against Fitzgerald. One-on-one with Ryan Fitzgerald, working around him. Now inside, this ball's gonna scoot all the way through. Here's Flower City's Rippey.
Fans, remember the clock will stop at the 90-minute mark, and stoppage time will be kept down the field by the officials. Then the clock will stop at the 90-minute mark, and stoppage time will be kept down the field by the officials.
So Tesfaye misses that touch. This is gonna scoot all the way to Fitzgerald. Time is ticking away in the 90th minute. We'll get a word on stoppage time shortly. We are tied though, so we'll also get a word on extra time situations here. Tesfaye, far side, working against Alexander. Now a ball inside does connect with Donch. And now the Flower City will take possession here. Clock is about to stop at 90 minutes. 6 minutes. A lot of stoppage time here between cards and a couple of injured players. We've had some stoppages here. Only one goal to speak of, but there has been some time. So Flower City will start possession here following the last foul exchange. Common theme here in this second half. Masucci, sideline for Rippey. Rippey looking to turn and find it. Rippey inside. This goes over Almeida's head. Rice was barreling in as well. Savine's gonna turn, put a left foot toward the net. Almeida's there diving for it. But this goes all the way through. It's not Almeida, that's Egan. Correction. Hearing Coach Dylan Sumner shouting 5 minutes, that is a fair assessment here. Time being kept down there. 6 minutes of stoppage, we're about a minute through. Harry O'Brien here will put the ball in play for Erie. 1-1 your score. We're in stoppage time in the second half. Pushing and shoving, and a little too much shoving from Frank Lovett. Ryan Brown standing over the ball for Flower City. Switches for Fitzgerald, Nelson, Fitzgerald, and Brown looking to figure this start. Here comes Brown. Brown wins a race. Brown all the way high into the corner. Ball sent away. Egan will try to push into that space as Lovett sends one ahead. He's got it down there for Tesfaye. Tesfaye is going to race it out with Savine. Savine and Tesfaye battling. Savine bodying out. This ball goes into touch for a Flower City possession. Throw in from not quite that far up, I think, is again the conversation from the official. Fitzgerald's throw in will start things here. We are a couple minutes at least into stoppage time. 6 minutes of stoppage time here coming. 2 to 3 minutes of that left. So whatever that delay was, settled. Now this Flower City throw in. Headed right out by Erie, and we're going to do all that over. Old school, schoolyard do-over. Fancy footwork gets this settled to Nelson. Alexander inside. Here's Almeida. Perhaps a little bit of room. Man, to the net, off the side of the net. You saw a flash right there from Flower City's all-time leading scorer. He's got a goal tonight and 8 on the season. Regular season and playoffs combined. O'Brien will have an opportunity here to start things up one more time. Time is ticking away with extra time. We're well into the 95th minute. Quick restart here, Erie's way. Here come the Commodores. Sliding tackle from Savine. This is going to result in a goal kick. This does go off of a yellow shirt. Ball probably went off of a foot, though, where a yellow shirt was above. Ball wide for Brown. Back for Burkhart. Clunky exchange there. Mid-pitch, Barthley sees Egan run away from him. Egan's ball doesn't get all the way to Almeida. And there is a foul. Flower City will get a start here. We've got to be close to the official hitting that whistle. This may be the last. And you actually see Christian Burkhart coming all the way down to send this one in. I think everyone is aware of that potential. So however this ball lands, this may be it for the second half and stoppage time. Long ball. This is toward the box. O'Brien comes up. Bouncing ball. Headed away over Rippey's head. And then sent away by Erie. Headed down by Nelson. Savine with possession, but there is your whistle.
And in the regulation, we are tied at 1. We are going to extra time.
So extra time coming your way.
15-minute periods upcoming. If we remain tied at the end of the 2 15-minute periods, we will be going to a penalty kick shootouts.
So 2 15-minute periods will be coming your way. We're going to break here, come back for overtime. The only thing better in playoff soccer is free playoff soccer, and that's coming your way. You are watching the NPSL. Back at Roberts Wesleyan University. Hey, I said it as we headed into the break. What's the what? There's only one thing better than soccer. That's playoff soccer, and the only thing better than that, I know that's a weird lineup of things here. Prioritizing, ranking, whatever, is some free soccer, and you've got that. We've got some overtime coming your way here. So we're gonna play two 15-minute overtime halves. This is not a golden goal situation here. So you've got 30 more minutes of soccer coming your way. And you've got 30 more minutes of Bill Smith live atop the press box here at Roberts Wesleyan University host site here for Flower City Union, Rochester, New York's own Flower City Union, hosting the Erie Commodores in this one of the two semifinal matchups here in the Great Lakes Conference. Your regular season champs, Flower City Union, hosting the 4 seed, the Erie Commodores. It's been a tight one, obviously 1-1 after 90 minutes. It's kind of hyperbole, or that's maybe the opposite of that. It's pretty easy to say it's a tight one. But this has been fierce. This has been physical. There's been a number of yellow cards. There's been some tempers flaring. And after 90 minutes, nothing is settled here. 1-1 your score. We're going to switch ends. Flower City in the black and lilac under the setted sun here under the artificial lights. A little darker there. We'll lead with the dark. We'll go with black and lilac. The gold and blue of Erie will switch sides. They will go right to left. This one, Burkhart and O'Brien are ready. 10 in gold, 10 in lilac. Love the purple versus yellow matchup. I'm gonna go gold and lilac to sound a little more fancy, but yellow and purple matchup. This has been a delight to watch. Aesthetically, physically, athletically, this has been a real fun one. We're getting 30 more minutes of this for no cost. This is free, folks. So quick lob, quick beginning. Erie's going to get a quick throw in at the edge of the attacking third as we get things underway. Last we knew of the other semifinal ambassadors led RNYFC 1-0 in the second half. Try to get word on that one. The winners of those two games will take on each other, I suppose, this Saturday in the conference final. But a lot to be said here in this one. Tucker is going to send one off to the left edge. Connects with Tesfaye. Tesfaye working against a pair of defenders. Works it into space for Tucker. That was a nice little touch there. Cross gets headed out by Flower City. Rice is going to have a little bit of room. He's going to try to lob one up for Almeida. Almeida's going to have to win a race against Buckley. Buckley's going to send this one. This is going to go out past the end line in a corner for Flower City. So just a minute or so into this second half. We're ticking away in the low side of the second minute. Flower City gets a corner kick. Nate Masucci will put this one in. Greece Athena's own. Couple hands up. Plant foot down. Ball toward the box. Header from Egan. He's shoved. This is going to result in. I don't see a flag pointing anywhere. Looks like we have a repeat of a corner. I must have missed that point there. Nonetheless, Masucci, left hand up, plant foot down, ball on the way. Lobbing. O'Brien just paws it out of there. Rice trying to push in. Does get one up near the frame, but up and over by a few feet. Flower City with a couple of chances there. Egan's sort of screaming in there, header, and then the second corner. Brown clears one out of there. Alexander heads it to the turf, but Erie will have a chance to reset with their backs here. Nako Tesfaye, he's going to get it back to his center back. Buckley was going to move things off to his left side, and Alfie Tucker. Frank Lovett, a little bit of room on the left wing. Lovett, left edge of the box, works inside. Trying to work on one. He's got a little bit of room, fires, and this goes wide of the target. Love it with a great individual effort to get himself that chance. Scorched one to Burkhart's left. And we play on here with Flower City now on the attack. Inside for Almeida, touched away. You can see the late night catching up, although Nako Tesfaye came on in the second half. He's got a lot of energy left. Tesfaye takes a shove in the back from Almeida, and he will regroup with a foul, or Erie will. Reset, heads all the way downfield. Nelson heads that one down. Tucker touches into the middle. Buckley back for his keeper. Almeida barreling down. Far side switch. Here come the Commodores. Burkhart's going to cover that one. Dejan Barthley was barreling down. Here's Rice. Rice for Flower City in for Almeida. Can Almeida win a race? He gets taken down by the keeper, and there's the point. Penalty kick coming for Flower City. O'Brien is incensed.
Penalty kick has been awarded to your Flower City Union.
So O'Brien comes out to challenge Flower City's Rodrigo Gomez de Almeida. Takes him down, and a penalty is awarded to Flower City. O'Brien having conversation now still with the official, and does get a card for it. So a PK coming for Flower City. Conversations happening with the official, clearing the Erie players back behind the demarcations as are laid out on the pitch. Almeida standing over the ball. He appears to be taking this.
To be taken by number 28, Rodrigo Almeida.
So Rodrigo Gomez de Almeida, franchise's all-time leading scorer on the season. Third in the conference through the regular season. He's got a goal tonight. We will see what Flower City's offensive leader can do with this one. O'Brien dancing on his line. Almeida a few strides behind the ball. There's the whistle. Almeida stepping, firing, scores! Flower City goal! In the 7th minute of overtime.
And goal, the second of the game on the penalty kick for number 28, Rodrigo Almeida.
Almeida's PK.
Goal coming in the 97th minute.
So that's the 97th minute. That's the 7th minute of overtime. However you want to hear that, need to mark that down, those of you keeping track at home. Almeida buries that one on the penalty kick. Lots of soccer left. We are only playing in the 8th minute of the first 15-minute overtime period. There's 2 of them. There's a handball, just a bouncing ball that accidentally gets Nako Tesfaye. Burkhart will put a right foot, send this one all the way down. Rice returns it. Now Egan returns it. This has been now some shoving. This will be Erie ball. All the way back for O'Brien. Loose ball there. Almeida was close. Battle from Adamia and Fitzgerald. This will result in a possession for Erie. About 9 minutes into this first overtime, first of 2 15-minute overtimes. Flower City leads the match 2-1. Almeida's PK just a couple of minutes ago. Buckley looks up, doesn't see a whole lot to work with, but he's also got a lot of time to work with. Buckley's left foot. This is lobbing into the Flower City box. This is going to bounce away for Nick Rippey. Rippey's going to look to put one up the left edge for Almeida. Almeida can't quite clear through. He gets shoved and taken down. Whistle results in a possession for Flower City. Flower City will take possession. And the ball's going to get all the way to O'Brien. Some resetting here for some technology in the box. Thanks to Yaya, gentleman and scholar, and excellent who he does here in the command center. And now Flower City looking to counter after that last exchange. Here comes Masucci. Now Rippey bounces in. A lot of hands pointing in a couple different directions. The yellow shirts have it correct. Erie will take possession here. Hansel will get a throw in. Flower City substitution coming your way.
Substitution.
Dylan Rice will.
Number 8, Luka Dodge.
Dylan,
Number 10, Dylan Rice.
Dylan Rice will finish his night, and in comes Luka Dodge, MCC teammate of a couple of his Flower City teammates. Hilton Cadet, once upon a time, my former student. Fine young man. Flower City defending here against that Erie possession. Here's Alexander. Slide tackle. Physical play near the middle of the pitch, but we play on. I keep saying we play on. I'm standing up here telling you what's happening. I'm just watching. Tesfaye, far edge, takes a shove from Savine. So this is going to be a throw-in, I think, for Flower City. The official making sure this gets thrown in from the appropriate spot. Alexander shoving against Alfie Tucker. Tucker wins that one, will throw this in here. So throws it across for Peterson. Try to get it across, doesn't connect with Hansel. Rippey's down there. Hansel does end up sending this one through to touch. Flower City will have a quick possession here. Here's Alexander. Alexander, a little bit of room to dance. He does, sends it up to Rippey. Rippey with a little bit of room along the left edge. Now working one-on-one. Now working one-on-two. Defender comes in and Flower City will get a throw in here and a possession. We're ticking close to the end of the 13th minute. Reminder, 2 15-minute halves are coming your way, so we are almost at the halftime of overtime. It's a weird way to describe that, I guess. Luka Dodge will throw this one in here for Flower City on the far side of where I stand. Alexander tries to head it down. He's got some control, though, along the end line. This is going to be a quick goal kick for O'Brien, who sends it wide. Coming away from the left back, here come the Commodores. Tesfaye sends it back. Tucker will center it. Rippey returns it where it came from there on the on the kick from Hansel. Screwing up my sports there.
Fans, a reminder, the clock will stop at the 15-minute mark, and stoppage time will be kept down the field by the officials. And the clock will stop at the 15-minute mark, and stoppage time will be kept down the field by the officials.
So your note that we are close to the end of the first overtime period, first overtime half. Almeida trying to streak in for that one, but that ball came clear for Tucker. And we will have stoppage time announced our way here shortly. Luka Dodge with a sliding touch out of play, kind of returning things. Loose ball, into collision. This is going to be a card for Egan. So yellow for Gavin Egan here in the 105th minute.
Yellow card position to Flower City Union's number 20, Gavin Egan.
Little gamesmanship from O'Brien. And the official still telling him he's too close. Two minutes of stoppage time coming your way here. That's extra time and all of this extra time. Far side from where I stand. Jockeying happened. Now across, and this will be a goal kick for Christian Burkhart. So Burkhart will work some of this time away here. Sets it down at his feet for this goal kick as we are playing in the extra time portion of the first overtime period. 2-1 your score, Flower City on top. This has been a entertaining semifinal. Ball in connects. Rippey's down there trying to defend for Flower City. This heads into touch and will be past the end line, another goal kick.